like perfect vision, so that tells you how far back we've been. But I'm excited. I think we're going to have a good day today, especially if it drives anything like the Busch car did yesterday. It's going to be a lot of fun. So wait and see what happens. I hope so.
Does anyone have any questions for Terry? How about this little guy right here?
He got stage fright. You own a couple dirt track cars? You know how to to make $1 million as a car owner? Start with $2 million. That's exactly what will happen. You'll end up a millionaire. You'll end up with $1 million when you're done. So. Yes, sir. I don't remember what I said at the time, but I do remember what I told him after the race. Oh yeah, trust me, that was the first thing I did, which the guy that works closest to me, kind of my right-hand guy and the PR guy, they were very, very anxious to see where I was going when I got out of the car and said, I'll be right back to the crew. Well, I told him, I said, listen dude, I said, you've got to tell me what you're thinking. I said, because I've never seen anybody do anything that stupid before, and I gotta know what dumb people think. And that's the first thing I asked him. And he looked at me like he was a deer in the headlights all of a sudden. And he didn't even know what I was talking about at first. But the problem is, you know, the poor kid he doesn't know where he's going, so it makes it even harder when you're behind him and you don't know where you're supposed to go because you don't know where he's going. So I told him, I said, listen, just pick one spot on the racetrack and stay there all day. He goes, my car's driving bad. I said, that's even more of a reason to stay on one spot on the racetrack. Let him figure out how to make it drive good at one spot of the track before you move on. So, but I definitely had his undivided attention when I got there for about 10 minutes while I talked to him. So I told him, I said, if it weren't for the fact that I respected his crew chief is actually the crew chief that I first had when I started at Gibbs in the Busch car. I said, if it weren't for the fact that I respect him so much, I said, he would probably have been windshield deep before the race was over in the wall, and his eyes got about this big around. So I think the message got delivered, and I think especially after I went from there down to the NASCAR trailer and said, you guys either do something about it or I'm going to do something about it. But one way or the other, this kid's going to figure it out. So I think by Phoenix this week, he'll have at least some sort of direction on what he's going to do all weekend when he gets there.